Hey guys, welcome to another episode of African Travel Now with Trevor. We are at studio number 24 at Transvac, Constitutional Hill, part of Contra Open Studio, what. Anyway, I met an amazing person today. I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves and what they do.
Yeah, I'm Sima. Most people know me as Sima. My surname is Pigelele. I'm an artist. I'm a watercolor artist basically because that's the only medium I identify with.
And how did you get into watercolors?
I was experimenting with watercolors. In fact, I was experimenting with all mediums, and then I decided to start with watercolor more because I did soft pastels, acrylic, oil pastels, and oil paints, and I made some artworks out of them, and people loved them, and I was like, okay, that's nice, but I never had ever seen anything that drew me into it and made me feel like, wow, now I'm working. It gave me something that is challenging somehow. So when I first started experimenting with watercolor, that's where I felt in love and I was like, wow, this thing is tricky, but then it's so nice. Even if you make one wash and layer it up with some outlines of ink, it just comes out amazing to your eyes and you feel like this thing is magnificent even without having many layers. So that's what I like about it.
And when was it like before COVID or during COVID that you really got into it?
It was before COVID, and I have been doing it, I think, since 2015. 2015, I started experimenting with it, and it was challenging a lot. So I was like, okay, this one challenges me. So let me leave every other things that I was using to make my art. So I thought of focusing on watercolor, and I got to learn a lot about it and got interested as I sketch. So that's what made me feel like I'm a watercolor artist, because since then I never stopped sketching in watercolor.
Yeah, and then with COVID, how has that changed the way that you approach your art, or the way that you create now with watercolors? Has the pandemic changed how, say in 2018 or 2019, or when you decided to switch and focus on the watercolor? How has the COVID?
During COVID-19, I started to be indoors, obviously, just like everybody, and now it made me want to sketch more things that I see, more than things that I am interested in ideologically, because maybe sometimes when I'm thinking of starting an art piece, I'll be having some preconceived ideas of what I would want to sketch. Sometimes I would want to sketch the sea, but I'm not in the sea now, and then I would like, okay, let me go to some free stock image site and download the picture of the sea and sketch it, and it would be so difficult for me basically, because I would feel like, but this is not really a sea, even if somebody loves it and they'd be like, wow, this is dope, but I would be like, I wish I was at the sea actually. And then I started to be like, nigga, why don't you just chill and observe your surroundings every time and then sketch what you see, and then you see how you improve in this medium, because I wanted to be better at it, and not necessarily say be better per se, but actually feel comfortable using it. So I thought, okay, let me just do it exactly the way I see it. If I see this cup here, I'm gonna just sketch this cup. If we're chilling here and I see you chilling in a pose that I kind of like, and I would say it would make a great art piece, then I'll be like, okay, let me document this.
Just like
I just sketch you there. That's
just
why
like
you saw some of my That's why
what's it called?
Inkomo yokuloboli vila. But Inkomo yokuloboli vila was taken from a reference picture, but it evoked a feeling to me. It evoked a sense of attraction towards it, because it was a picture that was taken by my brother he works with animals back in the at home. So he took animals to the deep and give them medicine and all that stuff. And he decided to take pictures. And I was like, oh, this picture is interesting. I wanna use it as my reference in a sketch. But you know how I am. I like to draw from live reference. Now I felt like this doesn't look exactly the same as the picture, and then I decided to title it as Inkomyo Globally Villa because of its imperfections and the fact that Nevilla has a lot of imperfections. So I was like, well, because it's a cow, I might as well just, because I don't feel like it's really exactly looking the same as that image I was referencing it from. So I would say Inkomyo Globally Villa because I don't think no one would ever like to pay for that cow because it was probably sick and the one that is unruly. So I was like, maybe even I would settle for it as Lobola.
Yeah, and for people that are interested to learn more about your art journey or purchase some of your watercolor artworks, how can they get in touch with you, and why should they buy your artwork?
Oh, that's interesting. That's a really nice question. You can, the one reason that you can buy my artwork or even look at my artwork, because I like sharing my artwork. I like people to see my artworks just for fun and all. I think, in fact, I believe that it's the fact that I draw things I draw things live. I don't draw things because they are dope, they are what. I just make my own idea of what I see. I render my subject based on how I see them. It's like somebody telling you in words about something that we both know or that you both know, and then they tell you in their words, the words that you also understand, that oh, he's talking about the same thing. That's how my artworks are made. They are made so that you can see as a viewer that oh, this was smart drawing this according to the way he sees it, not to how you perceive it or how you think it should be if it's a great masterpiece. Yeah. So I draw my artworks. That's where my original artworks come from. I call it original because that's me. It's not somebody else's interpretation or a camera's interpretation. So if one wants to see my artworks, they can check my sketches on Instagram at SMAR_Pikelela, PIKELELA. That's my Instagram. And if you want to see me on Facebook, it's Simamkele Pikelela, Pikelela with PHIKELALA.
Guys, slide in the DMs, support if you can offer mentorship, if you can offer any advice, jump in. If you're curious, jump in. If you have money to spend on black art, jump in the DM. And then till the next episode, thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, shout out.